Hi, I'm Connie Corley, and I'm an educator, scholar, creative soul, and co-host of the show Experience Talks on Los Angeles-based KPFK FM radio. My message to you here is a call to arms. No, not guns or other objects of destruction. Instead, arms are awesome resilience mentors. Do you know any? Or are you one? I've had the great fortune to meet some wonderful people in life, and I want to share with the story of one in particular. Let me introduce you to one awesome resilience mentor whose name is Erica Leon. I met her in 2007, shortly after being invited to be part of a study on resilience among Holocaust survivors. Led by an expert in resilience, Dr. Roberta Green, with John Templeton Foundation funds, a team interviewed over 130 remarkable people in the U.S. Under extraordinary circumstances, they not only survived the Holocaust, but many are thriving and have stories to tell that inspire and move us to action. One of these awesome resilience mentors is Mrs. Erica Leon. Born in 1921, Erica was engaged at the age of 17 to the late Robert Leon. Bob, as she affectionately calls him, left Hungary and eventually came to America, and through an amazing set of circumstances, they ended up marrying 53 years later.
Because I was 17 when I was engaged, and I was 70 when I married my second husband.
Erica not only survived the Holocaust, mostly in hiding, but managed to thrive in post-war communist Hungary, marrying her first husband right after Hitler invaded her beloved country. Erica stayed there until after her first husband died, and she was reunited with Bob in 1990. She returned to Hungary every year to visit her son and grandchildren. On these trips, Erica made sketches of Budapest to return and paint incredible scenes from the country and the city. And by the way, she only took up painting in her 70s. Bob was the art instructor at the retirement community where she now lives. Erica's last trip to Hungary was longer than she expected. Instead of returning on the 12th of September in 2001, the tragic events of 9/11 not only delayed her return but triggered some of the fears and terror she endured during the Holocaust. In the last year of the war, while Hitler was implementing the final solution, Erica was using her creative mind to escape one risky situation after the next. Many of these episodes of her life became part of her memoir that she wrote at the age of 80 in English, which she calls Her Story in History. One sketch she made in this book, now archived at the Los Angeles Museum of the Holocaust, tells a most interesting story. Erica was spared being rounded up and sent to the ghetto by cleverly taking a bandage from a prior injury and wrapping it around her leg when the Nazis came to the apartment where she was hiding. It would have meant certain death if she was part of the evacuation, but perhaps fearing she had something contagious, the Nazis left her behind. Her goal was to get to the Red Cross hospital, where her first husband was sent from a labor camp. So here she is, clutching a book to hide her yellow star, and it's getting dark. Any Jew caught after dark would surely be shot. And yet, if she went to the hospital door, she might also be captured. Taking her chances in the hopes of being with her husband, she ran to the hospital and an amazing thing happened. The guards let her in. They were Jews who had stolen Nazi uniforms. So in the final days of the war, Erica lived in the basement of the hospital, barely eating, hiding under a box when the Nazis would come looking for people in hiding. This picture represents just one of many remarkable stories that Erica has to tell, in words and in images. She has inspired many people of all ages with her story. She has an upbeat view of life, and in a YouTube on Erica Leon, produced by Randall Bell, a doctoral student at Fielding Graduate University, you can hear her speak and see more of her brilliant paintings. Here are a few for you to see now, and pictures of these beautiful scenes in Budapest. That you've had just a glimpse of Erica's remarkable life, don't you want to know more? Well, her story is also now archived in the Library of Congress as part of the StoryCorps project. So coming back to the call to action, do you know any awesome resilience mentors, or perhaps you are one? There are many wonderful people with great stories of inspiration. Look around you, where you live or work, or within your family. There may be incredible untold stories waiting to be shared. One amazing thing I learned in my sojourn of meeting Holocaust survivors is that many of them would not talk about their experiences until much later in life. There are also World War II veterans like my father, Ralph Corley, He did not like to share his traumatic war experiences until after he retired. He now speaks at schools where his grandchildren attend to share his survival on a shipwreck where half the men he served with perished. Perhaps you have life stories to share. Some of you have lived through challenging circumstances, illness, abuse, poverty. Have you shared these experiences with others so they too will see that in spite of dark or difficult times, we all can be creative, resilient, and awesome resilience mentors? So again, this is a call to arms. If you are an awesome resilience mentor, reach out to your family, to students, and to your community. Tell your story, inspire others. If you know someone who is an awesome resilience mentor, offer to record their story or to share it in schools, community centers, even spiritual communities. We live in a world with so many challenges, and yet, look at how it's possible to live for nearly a century like Erica, to see the beauty beyond the unbelievably challenging circumstances that she and many others have faced. Here she is at an exhibit of 80 of her paintings of travels through Europe. Thank you for listening, and thanks for taking action. Coming up soon, following the call to arms comes linking arms.